Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we're doing a reading to see what's going to be coming through for this new moon in Cancer, what energies are going to basically generally be coming through, how they're going to affect us internally, what's going to be going on around us, like what's going to be going good during this full moon, what's going to be a little bit more challenging. We're going to do kind of like a past, present, future, just to get a general sense of the energies leaving and coming in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to provide timestamps if you want to just skip the shuffle and just get straight to the meaty part of the reading where I actually read the energies. So feel free to do that. All right, guys. So what is the main energy coming through with this new moon in Cancer? Okay. Whoa. Okay. Libra, eye balance. I like it. Number 19 with part of fortune increase. Okay. Let me do this like that. And then what is the energy we are currently in? The elephant. Okay. And what is the energy that we need to step into? Okay. The peacock. Okay. With the fox underneath. And then let's see what is going on currently. What's the vibe of the surrounding, like the outside world? What's going on? That's 2. I just want to get one for this. What's currently going on in Aries life right now? Spirit. The circumstances. We have Pisces. Okay. And what is this energy shifting into after this moon? Ooh, Taurus. Okay. With the South Node destined to release on the bottom of the deck. Let's grab some Moonology. What energy are we letting go of during the course of this new moon? What energy needs to be released? Oh, it's time to release negativity. Made that pretty clear. Okay. What needs to be seen? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Okay. And what is getting ready to emerge from this new moon in Cancer? A full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay. With have faith in your dreams being on the bottom of the deck. And let's see. What is going to be, ooh. Okay, sorry. The most harmonious aspect of this moon for Aries. The Ace of Swords and the 8 of Swords. Okay, with the Queen of Pentacles. And what is going to be the most challenging? Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. What is going to be the most challenging aspect for Aries? That's 2 Knight of Cups, the World. Okay. And the Sun. Okay, I get the gist. But what is going to be the most challenging aspect of this new moon? The 9 of Wands. Okay. With the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. All right, guys. So I feel like hello, we're back at the reading. Hi. Okay. So I feel like there is, with the Libra eye balance, with the part of fortune increase on the bottom of the deck. You could have had some good fortune recently. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here. We have a win-win outcome is forecast. I feel like there is a sense, though, with this Libra energy of needing to, like, of this good fortune or this good news or some sort of breakthrough, because we have the Ace of Swords here as well, causing a little bit of, like, mental disruption. And with the Libra energy, feeling like there needs to be a balance. We also have, this is a number 19, which is the number of the sun. I feel like there's, like, happiness going on that is being viewed almost in a negative way. Interesting. So we have this energy. What energy are you into right now, and what energy, like, what's going on around you right now? So we have that you're in the Elephant energy. This is what's going on around you. It says intimacy, intuition, and compassion, emotional, and fire. So fire and water. Interesting. Over here we have earth and air. So it's almost like there needs to be that elemental shift here. Pisces energy. Pisces with the Elephant, I'm getting like an old soul. I'm getting an energy of somebody that has been through some things, been through some tough times here, whose third eye is on red alert here. The way this elephant looks, this has like his third eye is like highlighted into red. It's like blaring, almost like looking for an alarm, like, and it almost looks like his trunk, is that what it's called? Trunk is like holding fire. Almost is reminding me of like the fireballs from Charmed. If you know, you know. But almost like he has like a defense ready, and is like constantly on high alert. But I'm also getting with these 2 dolphins, I think those are dolphins swimming at the top of this card, where things seem to be going good, but there's this murky, hazy, not murky, hazy area underneath. It does look like there's like the moon there, like shifting, cloud shifting. It's like you can't really see. You don't trust your own judgment. You're constantly like, it's like constant vigilance. I'm always on the hunt for like a sign that the other shoe is going to drop. I'm ready, like on the defense almost. And we do have this 9 of Wands here as well as for the challenging aspect here. I feel like you could be getting a lot of romantic attention with the Libra energy being here. Libras are beautiful, they're diplomatic, they're warm. People really like Libras. They get a lot of like attention. You could be in a very social energy this month, so you could be meeting people like at parties and things like that, and or like just, I don't know, socially you could be having like a lot more social fun interactions. And there's this sense that like you need to be comfortable with like garnering this attention, like, and you have to realize that like, yes, you are an old soul, maybe you've been through some tough things here. We're seeing this here, the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is what needs to be seen right now, that the end of a tough cycle is approaching, that like those hard days are over, and that the work, the lessons that have been put in are ready to be implemented in a more positive way. I feel like you are the type of person that's doing fine when you're battling things, when you're overcoming things. The Elephant is somebody that overcomes like every obstacle. I feel like you have done that, and in more of like a, not subtle isn't the right word, like a peaceful way, I would say, in a peaceful way where it's more internal. It's more, should we look up what the Elephant says? Because I'm kind of intrigued. I want to know. I feel like the Elephant, they say, is like the most auspicious card in this deck. I don't know if it says it on here. Oh, I'm already in. Hold on, I passed it. Or if like I just heard that someone say that in a reading. But okay, Elephant, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The Elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Okay, like it's in here. Like Ganesh, the Elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. Again, another good fortune. We have that kind of coming through here. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, this card is one-pointed focus, or this energy, generous and loving. When out of balance, it misunderstands fate to bring into balance trust. So there's issues of trust here. Right now, you could be in a very mistrustful energy. Like you're seeing, it's almost like PTSD after people get out of war, where they like have a dream or they hear like a loud noise and they think they're still being attacked. It's kind of like that, but maybe like with love. Maybe you're seeing somebody give you genuine affection and you're interpreting it. Sorry, I said that like blah, blah. But you're misinterpreting it as, that's a word I can't say, as love bombing. You're applying like, you're maybe like drawing on like people in your past or like people from your past. I mean, like, oh, when this so and so did this, it was love bombing, and they really had like these ulterior motives, and they were coming from like a dark place. So it's like like an alarm is going off. Mentally, you could be doing things to like self-sabotage your connection somehow. It could be across the board. It could be your family relationships, your friendships, your potential romantic interests, and things like that. I feel like there is a highlight on something romantic here. We have like these two dolphins. It says intimacy. But you could be like working on intimacy in a way that is like not romantic yet. If you feel like maybe you're trying to do that healing work where you're trying to like focus on your family and your friendship relationships before you really jump into anything romantic. So this could be speaking of that as well. And this could just be another lesson along the way where you're like, hey, like, we get it. You've been through a rough time. We get that you've been like really been through it. You're wise. You've like earned your stripes here for sure. But we just really want you to kind of take it easy now. We want you to like embrace your warmth and your vulnerabilities and be comfortable with being seen, with being noticed. Realize that is because you have done a lot of work on yourself, and your magnetism is at its all-time peak, and people just like really like you. Like, if we just had the peacock and like some sort of like, I mean, we do have an air energy, but it's Libra, which I feel like is very warm. I would say, if we had like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like an Aquarius energy maybe, because I feel like Aquarius is more of a cold energy. I'd be like, like you need to be like ruthless and discerning. But I feel like with the peacock, it's more so saying, this says trust as well here, I just noticed. With the Taurus energy, that's the energy, like things, the way that things are shifting out on the outside. It's almost like inside outside, and they're like inside and outside, so it's easy to remember. But trust, patience, and sensuality. I'm getting a sense that spirit wants you to explore these connections. They want you to explore things. They want you to play with the idea of like trusting someone until they give you a reason not to, but kind of staying on alert, on high alert, is not high alert, but like, this doesn't need to be red. I see orange. It's making me think of like right after the 9/11, like all the alerts, like how we were always like on orange alert. I feel like you're always on orange or red alert. You know what I mean? You're always on orange alert, and then when someone does anything, you're like, what does this mean? Like you're constantly like on the lookout for danger. And with the Pisces energy as well, it's like the last sign on the wheel, like of the zodiac or whatever. And it's like the wasteland. It's like the old soul that has been through everything and really understands like the good and the bad, but I feel like there is a focus on the bad. Let's look into this peacock energy as well, since we looked into the elephant. Hopefully it can, this is the energy spirit is wanting you to step into. Inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret to the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, confident and kind. When out of balance, can't digest situations. To bring into balance, meditation on the navel, I guess because that's where you digest things, your solar plexus chakra maybe. Here I'm also noticing that this peacock, its plumage, its feathers, whatever, they're see how they're like yellow, but they kind of look like eyes, and even the peacock's eye is yellow. I feel like that's saying like keep it on like a yellow alert, like, you know, red, orange, they're a little bit too intense. We're trying to kind of like take it down a notch, kind of keep our cool, but you know, have that sense of alertness and that alert system. But that's also like an ego. That's a number of ego, our color of ego. I'm so sorry. So I feel like a lot of times your ego is always in a very self-protecting energy, so just try to like balance those two. Taurus energy with sensuality, I'm getting like allow people to treat you well, see what they're going to do and allow them to treat you, expect the best, and if they're not delivering it, then just give that attention to yourself in all your relationships, you know, not just your romantic relationships. That's a good rule of thumb. If you're, it's like the let them mentality. Like if you're friends, like no one's available, like it's time to just kind of go like chill at home and work out and watch TV and like, you know, make a good meal for yourself. If it's, you know, a really social time, yeah, enjoy it. Like, you know, when you're getting invited places, or even like create your own plans. Don't be afraid to do that. So let's look at this bottom row and the side row. So what needs to be released here? It's time to release negativity. There's like a negative mindset here. There's a sense of doom and gloom. There's a looking on the past, feeling like we have to, again, with the scorpion, like get ready to like sting someone if they step out of line. It's like a hyper vigilance, and a bug like a scorpion is something that like is like low to the ground and can like get you when you're like not really expecting it, because like when you're up here, like your eyes are like looking forward, they're not necessarily like scanning for scorpions. So it's like you can kind of fly under the radar. I feel like you're trying to like scuttle around under the radar, but also I feel like this is like the inverse of this as well, where you're this big powerful elephant, but you feel like you don't want to be caught on. Oh, I think that's what this is saying, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, like these two animals together. Like you're afraid of like a scorpion. Just, isn't there a story about like a scorpion and an elephant? I could be wrong, but maybe it's not even a scorpion, it's some other bug. But I feel like where it's like the only animal that could take it down, because it like so it's like you feel like even with all this constant vigilance, these huge ears listening in, trying to like understand and discern everything that you're being told, like I see like there's two teeth here and one is like broken. So maybe it's like you've really been through, like you have the war wounds, you know. I feel like you've been through war. Like maybe you're literally a veteran, but like if not, maybe you're just, you know, you've been through like the war of life here, and life has really been hard on you, and you've lost a lot in the process, and you're already weakened, you feel like, or something. You're missing essential parts of yourself that you feel make you a target or easy prey. So you're always on the lookout, almost for like a manipulative type, an emotionally manipulative type here with the Scorpio. That kind of seems, they like, you know that they can get to you, like you know that they can infiltrate you. So what needs to be released? This idea that you're even like the same person that you were before. Like I feel like spirit's like, no, those things happened and they imbued, is that the right word? Like imbued, if that's the right word, but I'm trying to say like you soaked it up, like, you know what I mean? Almost like if someone like, I hate to say stabbed you, but like it's like you would soak up like the pain, like you would feel the pain, but you would also like have the knowledge of how that happened and how to avoid it in the future, almost like a magical transference. Like I'm not, you know, I hope you get what I mean. I know that's like a weird example, but I'm like looking at all these swords as well, so that's kind of like where that came from. And it's like, what is going to be going well for you? We have the Ace of Swords, so I feel like a breakthrough. I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough for you here, where you're just going to realize that you're not powerless and that you really do hold more power than you think, especially in the realm of the mind. So this doesn't mean that like, oh, like you're smarter than everybody else and you can trick them. It more so means that like you're not going to fall prey to certain old patterns. You're not going to let things disturb your peace of mind. You're gonna have a breakthrough, basically, that you have power over yourself, so you don't really have to worry about what other people do, because if they're acting in a way, like say did I say already about the love bombing? So say you're like, oh my God, what if they're love bombing? You're like, okay, well, let me just see if this behavior continues. Like, let me see if like they act like really great for like the first couple months, and then they just like fall off and go completely like different, and it was clear that they were trying to hook me into like, you know, a relationship with them for some ulterior motive. Like, I'll see that if that's the case. I can just sit back and like let it happen. But the thing is, like, you're not going to be like, and if you don't like it, you can leave. It's like you're realizing that you're not trapped, that you held yourself in the past situations where maybe things didn't feel right and you didn't trust your intuition. But you're like, you have to remember that you learned from that, and you have to stop expecting those things to happen. Those lessons were necessary to teach you things, but those lessons have been learned. And now, like, what needs to be seen, the end of a tough cycle approaches. We just had this full moon in Capricorn, I believe, like 2 weeks ago. And I felt like it was like a lot of endings coming up, and me personally in my life, I was talking about how like a lot of past relationships kind of came up for my review of like, do I want to like continue with this or no? So, and then I was saying that like the new moon in Cancer, like you would get to like start seeing the benefits almost. You would, like, for instance, a Cancer new moon to me is all about emotional security. It's the 4th house. So that's what's going to happen. Like, you're going to start seeing that like, oh, like, you can trust people, but not even that, more that you can trust yourself, and you could trust your own vision and your own intuitive hits and your own eyes. Like, it's weird to say eyes, but she's blindfolded here as well. So it's like, you have to realize that it's not always like this big like mystery, this intuitive hit. You just have to pay attention to what people are doing. So you don't necessarily need to be like on red alert, like asking your tarot cards, like, what's this person thinking? Like, are they for real? Like, because you can just see what they're doing. Like, it's like a lot of times, like and a lot of times you have to remember and take the blame where you saw what somebody was doing, but you didn't want to admit it to yourself because you didn't want like the dream to end. So that's what's ended here, is that you're more realistic. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to lie to yourself anymore. That's, you have truth within yourself. That's what this big change is here. You don't lie to yourself anymore. And you know, like, you're not going to sugarcoat. You're not going to like put lipstick on a pig, like on any situation. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to see what somebody really truthfully does and judge based off of that. So you don't need any superpowers. You don't need to have this third eye, like, you know, honed. Like, you are smart enough on your own here. Like, you have the knowledge within you, but like also like you have eyes in your head and you see what people do, you see what they text you, you see how they act, like you see how they treat you, and you respond accordingly. And not even that, but you just don't lie to yourself anymore. A win-win outcome is forecast what needs to be seen. Things are turning around for the better. Things are happening in a way that is conducive to you like having some good outcomes in your life. I like that the Libra energy, that was the first and the last card. Actually, I might have got these cards afterwards. I don't remember, but whatever. The first and the last of the oracles. Let's look up this full moon in Libra and just see what it says. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. And it says attune to the moon, let go of that which is falling away. And additional meanings for this card: see the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision, time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. I feel like that's a message with the peacock as well. Now is a great time for a makeover. The teaching here is that no matter when you pull the full moon in Libra card, it encourages you to find balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Libran energy, and the full moon brings these things to a peak. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy. Negotiations are easier. So I feel like the fact, and now I'm just realizing this too, the fact that we got all 3 full moons, and don't forget there's another full moon in Capricorn coming up in 2 weeks, I guess, and then we have the new moon in Leo coming up after that. So I feel like there's still this energy of like letting go of things, letting go of this feeling that we have to like work hard to make people love us. Like, no, we have to remember that we have that inherent value, and that we just have to like believe that. I feel like you're the type of person that when there's a challenge or there's an obstacle, like you're doing great, like you know how to tackle these things. But when it's actually like something good happening, like you freak out. There's this quote, I think it's like a JM Storm. I follow him on Instagram, like his poetry, and it's like, what's interesting, or I'll just say interesting, I don't remember what it is, but what's interesting about her is that she is like calm in the chaos, calm in the storm, but anxious in the quiet. I feel like that could be you. Like when things are kind of humming along good, you're like, oh my God, like what's going to happen next? So I feel like just be aware of that and watch out for that. If things are going good, just try to relax and accept it and be like, you know, things, I've had enough bad. Like it's nice to have things going good for a while, and just accept it and enjoy it. All right, so let's get some advice for you guys. What is the advice for Aries during this new moon? Anything else that we need to say, Spirit, that we missed? What's going on? Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? If you feel drawn to explore something, like please do that. Like I think Spirit's saying like it might not maybe go well, but that's okay. Like that was like what this card was. It's a win-win outcome, because like you need to like see, you need to make a decision, you need more information to then make that decision. Like you're not really clear yet. So I feel like if somebody wants to talk, if somebody wants to like get a chance to like you know, plead their case or whatever, or like you want to just give something another chance or a first chance just to see, like do it, you know, and see where it goes. So what if it doesn't work out? It doesn't work out. It's still a win-win, because now you got to like let go of that energy, make your peace with that energy, and move on to something greater. It's like, okay, like sometimes like we feel like if something ends, we made the wrong choice, or if something doesn't go well, we made the wrong choice. But Spirit's like, no, like you have to stop seeing life that way. Like you have to start seeing it from the perspective that like everything is going to move you forward, and everything, it's a win-win when like your soul is engaged and you're like, you're answering the call of your soul and you're learning your lessons. Anything else that we missed here, Spirit, that you want to say? We have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I also think that's just kind of like a message of like, girl, guy, like with this elephant energy, like we know you've been through it. We've been here all along. Like you are an ancient soul here. You have a lot of growth to do in this lifetime, but that does not mean that your life is supposed to be hard or difficult. You've gone through these things like a champ. We have the Nine of Wands here, so what's going to be most difficult for you to let down these walls, but you can always put them back up if need be. Like they don't have to like be burnt. You don't have to take down these wands, break all these sticks, wands, whatever, and like, you know, make a fire out of it. Like you can actually just like, you know, collect them, you know, put them away in a drawer, like in a chest, in a closet, a big woodshed, whatever, and when you need it, you can go get them if you need them. So trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So try to like tune into that. Try to like, when you're trying to make a difficult decision, like listen to the rustle of the morning stars. That's from this book, Transurfing, where basically you just like, it's really hard sometimes with your ego and your like soul, heart, whatever you want to call it, battling. So I feel like the soul's way isn't always easy, because like our ego really wants to protect us, and that can like war with what our soul wants us to experience. A tough lesson that we need to learn, another goodbye that we feel like means that we failed, but is really just necessary. So I feel like when you tune in, this happened to me once. This is how I learned to apply it. It was when I was on vacation with my family. This was like maybe 5 years ago or something, but it was our girls trip that we had. And I got in like a fight with my mom on the trip, and I was like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, I'm leaving. I felt very strongly that it was like the right thing to do was for me to leave during this vacation. But then I'm like, am I gonna regret this? Like for some reason I felt like not. I was like reading the book at that time. I think it was in like 2018 or 19, I don't remember, and the summer of 19, I think. And then anyway, I'm just like saying that for my own self. Like you didn't need to know that. Sorry. But anyway, I remember I was reading that book and I got to that part and I was like, well, I already know. And I was like, let me just tune in and see, like, what do I want to do? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I really like, I just like kind of like closed my eyes and I let my heart kind of like feel like I kind of like lived out the two scenarios in my mind. Well, really only one. I lived out the scenario where I left because that's what I wanted to do first. So I kind of was just like imagine myself like, okay guys, like I'm leaving. Like I imagine doing it in a very like kind of like classy way, like thanks so much. Like I just, I have to go. Like I miss the dogs or whatever. Like because I left my dogs with my boyfriend at the time. And I imagined that, and I felt like my heart start to like almost like not seize up like I was having a heart attack, but just like kind of like contract like in a painful way. And like I was just like, oh, like okay, like I don't want to leave. I really don't want to leave. It's just kind of like a defense mechanism, or it's like, like I have a lot of issues with my mom, like, or I have in the past, where it's like I just want to like run away from them. Like I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to have to like humble myself and be like, okay, mom, even though I felt like I was in the wrong or I was in the right. I don't even remember the exact fight it was, but I remember I felt justified. To me to just like be the bigger person and be like, hey, like listen, like I know we got in this fight, like I feel like you misunderstood what I said. I just really wanted to I didn't want to like, the rest of our trip to be like tense. So can we just talk about it? I ended up doing that, and it was fine. Like after like our fight, like we both kind of calmed down. Like try to just like walk away from a fight also, and just come back when you feel more calm. Like we were able to talk about it. We were able, like she was like, oh, like blah blah blah. She explained her perspective, which is completely different from mine, and I was like, okay, like you know what I mean, like all right, I get what you're saying. Like obviously like I took it the wrong way, or I took it differently and I took it personal, but thank you for whatever. And then I stayed and I had a great time, and it was the right choice. Like so a lot of times like just do that and see, how am I truly feeling, to just get away from that ego. It's like the simplest thing you can do, but it's like we never think to do that. Like so I don't know, I hope that helped. Let's get a little bit more advice, and then we're closing out this reading. Let's see. Oop, 30 minutes already. For the love of God. Okay. Oh, where's my advice deck? I thought I took it out. I did. Where is it? Oh, here. Sorry. Any other advice for Aries for this new moon? Leo, I'm almost done, honey, and then I'm going to come see you, my little baby. All right, sit down. Okay. Leo, stop. It's too many, I'm sorry. What is the advice for Aries during this new moon? Specifically, what do they need to hear? Gratitude shouldn't be your reaction. It should be your vibe. I feel like that's saying, like don't wait for the good things to happen to like get in that sort of a vibe. And I feel like you have been doing that, honestly. I don't feel like it's telling you to do this. I feel like this is why good things are happening, but you're just like not trusting it. So I feel like Spirit's saying just continue to be grateful, continue to like focus on like the good things that you have in your life, and they will continue to come. And even if they don't, like again, like we were talking, you will be able to like see the lesson because you're a wise soul. Like you can kind of relax a little bit. When did it become weird and bad to care about people, to be silly and happy and free? Again, I feel like this is a little message to you about like the love bombing thing, where it's like we're kind of like misjudging people's intentions maybe because of trauma. It's like instinctual. It's coming through like an instinct for you guys, where you're just like, oh my God, like danger, like feelings, like something like that. It seems weird. It seems maybe it doesn't remind you of home. That's another thing. Just Puckett, like a lot of times like my readings are influenced by like readings I've watched of hers. I've noticed that when I watch them back. She's an amazing freaking reader. If you resonate with my readings, you'll definitely resonate with hers. I feel like give her a try if you haven't already. She's the best thing since sliced bread. I love her so much. She has said that though in her past readings, the thing about instinctual trauma and the thing about like things feeling like home. So like when someone really is caring about you and is happy and is like very loving and open-hearted like to you, if you come from like a closed down emotional family, you're like whoa, like that's not normal, like that doesn't feel like home. But like if you come from a dysfunctional home, like the things that feel like home might be a little bit dysfunctional as well, like the dynamics. So just keep that in mind. All right, what else? Ooh. Revel in the differences to other people. There's only one you. So I feel like like I feel like this is more so saying like that example, like what I was just talking about with my mom, that you might have a different perspective from somebody else. You might be completely different, have different backgrounds. Like recognize that like not everyone is like you. Not everyone has that same perspective. Not everyone has the same experiences. They don't necessarily understand why you're reacting the way you're reacting. Mental stress tip. I feel like if you're really stressing and you need to balance out, try exercise. That is a good way to counteract that negativity and the overthinking. Let's get 2 of these. What else for Aries? We see that you're on the brink of a breakthrough, that you have patiently been waiting for. A situation is about to come full circle. The lessons have been learned. Oh my God. This is a win-win. Oh my God. This is a win-win situation for you. Trust that we are working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome for you. Thank you, Spirit Guides, for like making that, I don't know, confirmed. I can't talk, sorry. That was pretty, that had like a lot of the elements of this reading just like tied into a neat little message. I really like this deck. Spirit messages, oracle cards. Be true to yourself in all ways. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception. Oh my effing God. And that's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. I love that. And then this message said, if it is meant to be, it will be. You won't have to force, convince, or worry over it. Let it flow, let it be, and let it come to you. You are attracting everything you need. Trust the timing in your life. Guys, we're going to end it on that note. I love that. That just like summed everything up so beautifully. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.